Hi there, and welcome to the Cotswold Explorer. I'm Robin Shuckburgh, and we are exploring the beautiful region of the Cotswolds in southwest England, following in the trail of Herbert Evans, who cycled around this region and wrote about his experiences in this wonderful book, The Highways and Byways in Oxford and the Cotswolds, published in 1905, 114 years ago. On our way west towards Woodstock, we've stopped off a little village called Yarnton. We've driven into the old part of the village, and this beautiful church you see behind me is quite seriously well worth a visit. Most of the churches in this part of the world during the Reformation were stripped of an enormous amount of their decoration, particularly murals and those sorts of things on the walls. This church seems to have come out pretty unscathed. It's stunning in there. There's some very ancient mural work on the wall. The glass looks very much original in design. It's a fascinating place to visit. In one of the chapels you will find two memorials to the Spencer family. Now these are relations of Lady Diana, which of course in the time of Mr. Evans would not have been relevant, but they are brothers and sisters of the Spencers of Althorpe. Behind me on my right is the manor house, a stunning house, well worth looking at from out here. Yarnton is worth dropping off at. Just outside the church door is this unusually elaborate stone cross. You can just see on the base 4 knights kneeling on one knee, and on the shaft canopied figures of ecclesiastics. There's another one like it in the churchyard at Ensham, a few miles south of here, and there will have been a few more in between, now long lost to the plough. They mark the stopping points for medieval religious processions. I'm sure we'll come across more examples of these crosses in our travels. I'm quite surprised in a way, never having been here before, and in particular because Evans writes of it. I will read this to you. Although no events of national import have given Yarnton a place in the pages of history, the night of June the 3rd, 1644, must have been long remembered by the villagers. It was on this night that the king, at the head of 3,000 horse and 2,500 foot, made his memorable dash from Oxford between the two armies destined by the Parliament to complete the circumvallation of the city. He'd been based in Oxford, and he was just on the verge of being laid siege to by the parliamentarian armies. They were closing in a kind of pincer movement, and one night he took his entire army out of Oxford and went down this valley just behind us here to get out without being seen by the parliamentarian armies. He reached Longhambra, crossed the Evenlode, and made it to Burford, and thence onwards. Of course, it didn't save him for long, but it was a remarkable achievement at the time. Yarnton, a surprising treat. To find the ancestors of Lady Diana Spencer, or Princess Di as the world now remembers her, possibly the single most iconic personality of the 20th century, lurking unknown, certainly to this traveller, in this lovely church in the village of Yarnton, is surely a wonderful omen for our journey to come. It seems the manor came into the possession of the Spencer family in the time of Queen Elizabeth, and they lived here for 4 generations.